What up, VOD watcher? We got a new game? What? No way. Crazy. Yeah, it's gonna involve a lot of me talking. Hopefully, unless hopefully a lot of it is voiced. In which case, it'd be great. Turn on this to enable story mode and gameplay of autoplay, allowing you to regress to the game automatically without having to press any buttons? And I don't know how I feel about that. Yo, choose first. Congrats, dude. Let's keep it low. Wait, what? Wait time. Autoplay in story mode. Your stream still work? Dude. Thanks for the sub, dude. Appreciate
Enjoy
it.
your stream. Still at work.
Yeah, I got off work. But yeah, thanks for the sub, dude. Have fun at work and make them try and you know, enjoy that drive home. All right, well, let's just get let's see. So we started one, right? That means that just makes sense, right? New game. Oh shit, a cutscene.
The Empire of Japan. After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation. The revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some was swept away by the tide.
Damn, someone died.
But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Did he kill the dude? No way, that guy got protagonist vibes. Solomon, I know. We gonna find out. I didn't even get to read the title card. That's why I only do one case at a time. Oh. We'll see how my voice holds up. And if it doesn't, I can just switch games on the fly. 22nd November, 8:43 a.m. Supreme Court of Judiciature. Oh my god! Defendants Antechamber 5. Still can't believe it. Still can't believe this is happening. Judicature. Sure. We'll go with that. I feel like I'm going to be reading that word a lot, so thanks. Can't believe this is happening. I still can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors is this quiet little chamber? The highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate. They kind of just kept the same basic outline of the waiting lobby and just change the theme. What? Oh, no, nothing. Save your glares, murderer. Sorry. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I am a second-year student at the Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now here I am, waiting my trial. That's enough! Yo, he's got a headband that waves across the wind. This guy's cool. No effects for the audience out there. Not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. And who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Yume can mean dream. Oh, okay. Dude, my lawyer got a headband that flows along the wind. Naruhodo means I understand. Yeah. That one I kind of remember from watching anime. Lawyer. Yes, and until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. Oh, he has a sword! So you will hold your tongue. Technicalities, look at you. You haven't even graduated yet. Dude's got a katana and a headband that flows along the wind. This guy emanates just Chad energy right here. I'm going to betray you. Nah, dude, no way you'd betray me, dude. He's got the Ryu headband. The man of honor. And yet I still seem to know better than you how a court officer behave. The headband is compensating. Right, Ryunosuke? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, no, I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. Well, I must say, it's been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by students. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not! You have to believe me! I didn't do it! I could never murder someone. No, there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. I mean, I believe in you. His name is Kazuma? Big betrayal. Oh no! No way, dude. He's my Mia Fey. He's gotta be, dude. He has a sword and a headband. I believe in you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke. Kazuma Asogi, my best friend, also in his second year at Yume University. But he's far more clever than I. A star student, in fact. Oh yeah, the Mia Fey substitute has never betrayed anyone. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive, considering he's still an undergraduate. Not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old. Here in Japan, anyway. What other Mia Fey substitutes have there been? Is there another Mia Fey substitute other than Mia Fey? My qualifications don't mean much yet. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. 3 days ago. Yes, that's when all of this started. Congratulations, Kazuma. Looks like you're going to get to study abroad at last. I know. I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and success in court. How about Kristoff? Oh my god. Ah, you got me. Nah, dude, his Mia Fey substitute was Phoenix, right? So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you and proud as your friend. That's a technicality at best. Technically correct is the best kind of correct. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. Got him. I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean and to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Then come with me. We'll have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together. If only it were that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this piece a little longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. Nah, dude, he ain't the Mia face. He's a more competent Larry Butts. But straight after that, that's when it happened. Can't get over the headband. I cannot get over the headband. Asugi, may I have a word? Ooh, this guy's dignified as fuck. Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Oh yeah, what everybody wants, a competent Larry. This case has a personal significance to me. But never mind that for now. Asugi, you should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To His Excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial. A sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about the procedures today as a result. Who is this man? I'm gonna call it now. This game is set in feudal Japan. Someone's gonna do a racism. Someone might do a racism. Feel as though I've seen him at the university. I see. I'll go at once then. I shall accompany you. Alright then. Inosuke, I'll see you in the courtroom. Dude, you can't look at that pose of you can't look at Kazuma's pose right now and like think he's gonna betray you, dude. Look at him. That has heroic written all over it. What the heck? You can't get over the headband, dude. So good. Oh, awkward silence, huh? This is awkward. If I may. Yes, sorry? You must be the defendant. This is 10 minutes into the game. You haven't had that much heroic energy yet. This is true. But dude, that guy's pose with the headband's doing a lot. The headband's doing a lot. You must be the defendant Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yes, that's right. My name is Eugene Mikotoba. Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University. Ah, Professor Mikotoba. I've heard the name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree on to Kazuma letting abroad. Asugi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand. As such, I feel you should know. Know what? Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asugi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, he should fail to defend you in today's trial. I'm afraid that permission will be revoked. Never granted again. What? As I suspected, you were unaware of this. I had a feeling Asugi may have chosen not to tell you. He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered? But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? The administration has chosen from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. I believe it. But I didn't do it, I swear it! I'm not a murderer! I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assume that proving you innocent will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. Sorry? What do you mean? You'll understand that once proceedings get underway. But then what should I do? Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction. Right, so as soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do. I do? But what will the question be? Surely not. Do you accept the accusations brought before you? Of course not. Defendant! Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. Ah, it would seem our surreptitious discussions are to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours. Wait, what did he say? He must not be the defense lawyer? What does that... okay. Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? You want to be found guilty or for failing to appear? This guy's trying to F you over. He is! Get moving! There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway. Nah, dude. I got this. This is it. This trial goes badly. Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over. What's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. So, absolutely no idea about what lay ahead. I embarked on that unforgettable trial. My one and only chance of proving my innocence, the trial that would decide my destiny. (22nd November, 9 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom 2. Oh, dude, he's nervous. His eyes are darting around. So this is a courtroom. He looks so nervous. The Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land has more power. All right, where's my Winston Payne? I don't like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms in there. Dude, the headband finding me, dude. The powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial. Secret trial? A trial that's closed to the ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. What? But why? It'll become clear in time, but for now, you need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin. Oh, it is a Winston Payne! The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency. As is the defense. I'm glad we have a Winston Payne around here. Before we begin, there is one point of order I would like to confirm. Auchi. Before we begin, there's one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedures for the defendant's advocacy can be decided 2 days prior to the trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for a final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant? Oh! That's why he wants me to defend myself? This is it. Must be the question. Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. Then, if I say I do... I need to answer quickly. What should I do? Aw, dude, we taking the bull crap by the horns. Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing right here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear. Oh, yes! He's looking around! What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that Ryunosuke Renohara will be defending myself! You'll be... What?! What are you playing at, Ryunosuke? Professor Mikotoba told me everything, just now, before the trial. He did what? And that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you lose. How sad. Means you don't have faith in me. Oh no! I betrayed him! Think I won't be able to get you off? No, it's not that really. It's just that, well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, can it bear to be the reason that you... Yes. Cosmo will remember this. I knew that's how you'd feel. Which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikotoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. Well, well. Does the accused admit defeat already, renouncing his own counsel? Really?
Objection!
Man, he's so much more confident than I am. Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent that he's confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san? Hmm? Oh, yes, exactly. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. Not confident at all. In fact, my mind's a complete blank. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered. Well, for a mere university student to be brought here before the Supreme Court... Oh, he's got a fan! You must have perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed. As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. Accordingly, the highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear? Defended Naruhodo. Yes, your excellency. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken. My competence? What does that mean? He's questioning your ability to do the job. Man doesn't know what competence means! Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am. So let's start with the very simplest of questions. Oh, yes. Kindly state to the court the name of the victim in this case. Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I'd care to remember. But, wait. Oh, I'm so nervous. I can't even remember that. What was it again? Rinosuke. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank. You know me so well. All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record. But I can't even find that. It's simple. You can access the court record with a press of R1. If you ever find yourself forgetting something, just consult that. All there is. I just have to press the R1 for the button for the court record? Man, imagine this in like, if you were actually there, it's like, where's the R1 button? Alright, there's no time to lose. Press the R1 button, guys. This is the list of evidence you've collected. Now try switching to people dead with R1. You'll find details about the victim here. When you're done, just press circle to go back. Oh my god. John H. Storing court information in his Nintendo Switch. For real, man. Let's see. So John H. Wilson, victim of the case, he was visiting a professor of medicine at Yume University from the British Empire. Okay. So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record. Now, you'd better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the people section of the court record and press triangle to present. Try it now.
Yes!
Yes! Is that just take that? It's yes! The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. About to drive home, but have fun? Drive safe. Have a safe drive, Solomon. Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of our own university. Dr. Wilson was Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England invited to Yume University 3 years ago. Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the... Wait. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. What a long name, dude. And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilled on our soil. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yume University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education. Have you no honor? Can't do it. This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymaking. You're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. That's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it? Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Oh dear, look at the time. We better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. Good idea, after all. Not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow. Then, partner? British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think. Wait. I've seen that man at university. I think he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still, I should go and say hello. I went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency! How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death. Cause of death. Well, obviously that was, Ryunosuke, remember that in the court. Every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence? But how? Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Do it right now. No, his cause loss of blood and from a gunshot to the chest. Bullet did not pass through the victim's body. Obviously, yes! Yes! Well, according to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma. I love this guy. He also does not know how to pronounce words. I can dig this. Learn to read, you imbecile. That's the post-mortem report, I take it. Sorry, yes, that's right. The post-mortem report. In the West, a doctor dissects the corpse to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later. This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range. Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into record. Photograph print was in the victim. Okay, cool. That's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. Clearly superior to a drawing, the details are incredible. Very well, I am satisfied with your answers. Let us start with the trial. Oh, he had to do a pose? Like, Bam Bam! Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better appraise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened. This is it then. I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. The professor? You mean Dr. Mikotoba? Yes, clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant. Ah, of course. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his... Wait, he really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he? Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. Well, my first piece of advice is, rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats. Only if you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold stares first. Dude, that headband has a mind of its own. It was the butler. It's always the butler. Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please. Of course, my name is Satoru Hosonaga. I am the head waiter at the Western-style restaurant called Le Carnival. Guilty? Oh, dude, Eddie, what up? I'm not guilty. I'm not guilty. I am innocent. Wait, why is he bleeding? Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some, how's it going, Eddie? Cool emote. It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. Well, it really should. As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter has developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a fairly fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. Like some rank, the sweat is really increasing. Damn. That master grind, Eddie. It's the master grind. This grim crime occurred in one of this district's so-called restaurants. An Occidental eatery 3 days ago. Understood, Hosonaga-san. You will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident. At once, sir. And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please. Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring? I'm still playing for fun, but these guys are making me try to. It'd be that way, man. People trying to win. It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have few diners at that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied. It's with my memory of it too. There's hardly anyone else in there. It was when I was in the kitchen, putting away crockery and cutlery. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area. Hurried out to the dining area. See what had happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student. Yes! Yes! You don't agree to that! Hold on, let me just clarify something here. While I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor besides the professor, I didn't shoot him! Objection! I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur. But next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized. Defendant Naruhodo. Don't worry, Ryunosuke. You'll have your chance to fight back. For now, we must quietly listen to the witness. If I may confirm one point, waiter, standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here today in court. Yes, without question. I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? No. There was no one else around that table. The deceased Englishman and the university student. Wait. There was no one else around at the table? What's the matter, Ryunosuke? That's just not right. And I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello. There was a woman sitting opposite him at his table. Really? That's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting. Still, what should I do? Let's interject!
Yes!
Yes! Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table.
Attention!
Dear me, what are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, his mere student, is not a real lawyer after all? But I'm sure of what I saw. Osanaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of the events are hazy. No. That deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please have a look if you'd like to. Let me see. Ah, a sketch of the establishment's layout drawn by yourself, I presume. Oh, I pushed that by accident. That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card as it was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. I don't know how I can see that from that, but okay. Well, you're clearly a very conspicuous waiter. Dude, it's always the butler. Thank you, sir. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well... Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. Mad about it. He's been completely calm and collected until now. Something certainly seems to have shaken him. The waiter's business card has been added to the court record. So, oh, he had to do the pose. So, the court has now heard a precis of the case. Yes, at the moment of the gunshot was heard in the restaurant, the only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency? If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court. But I must warn the defense, if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial. The prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime. You think I should do, Kazuma? What do you mean? Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another if it means. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual about these peculiarities. You said it. You said it, Professor Mikotoba said it, and so has the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet,
Despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it? What? The accused is in fact innocent. Then a defense lawyer is duly bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, okay? The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring about its witness. Then we will see just how decisive this evidence really is. Dude, he's got the point down. Indeed. Prosecutor Auchi, please continue with proceedings. Well, we're warned the young could be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck mouth of yours will be silenced forever. The prosecution calls its next witness, sis, plural. Very well, officer, bring forth the witnesses at once. Oh, there's two of them at the same time? Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court. Yes, sir. The great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Iesia Nosa reporting for duty, sir. Myself, I find employ as a purveyor of fine artifacts of antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation Nippon, and conduct my trade from Rasute, a humble premises in the 2nd District. Curio Borakuta at your service. An antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing. Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question. They must be the diners on the other table that the waiter mentioned. Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always post-noon. And not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business. I can't understand a word he said out, man, saying. I could not agree more, dude. I could not agree more. He's an antique dealer. It sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with a rich clientele. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he's be a seller rather than a buyer. Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this atrocious incident. Is that correct? Affirmative! The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir! It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearms, sir! This man's as impossible to understand as the other. I think he's a little easier. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. So this is the decisive evidence the prosecutor was threatening. The soldiers claim that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yes. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the very start. Exactly.
I like that they didn't bother trying to hide that they're in Japan, unlike the mainline. Yeah, because it's the past. You see, it's the past. Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Sir, yes, sir. Standing by to report, sir. Unsavory memories of a most acerbic afternoon. For a second, I wasn't sure if they were gonna do it. They did it, dude. They did it. What the witnesses saw. Let's see. I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Serbic. A Serbic. Thank you, Solomon. Thank you. I do not know how to pronounce words. It's pricey. Cause Solomon coming in clutch. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman. Knowing as I'm a giant nerd. At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel, he said weasel, not vessel. I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysterious, absconded precious curio. Alright, he was shot from the front, dude. Come on. Well, so you, Sergeant Noza, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. That wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgettable enemy. Oh, he has a knife. What times we live in when an English gentleman may be assailed in broad light of day. But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. Is that really true, Ryunosuke? Yes, all I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. After I'd said hello to Dr. Wilson and went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then when I finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant. When I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down, and just as I was picking it up, bang! Well, if that's the truth, there's obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. Somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was. There is? Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses. Cross-examine? Do it now! As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these two witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It's time to bring this despicable student to justice. Certainly. The testimony of the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict. I like how he has an animation for raising his hand. What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? The defense demands its right to a cross-examination. Dear me, dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic. Huh? How do you know? The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defense obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination? And has an objection voice line. The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. Gulp! Asuma's so commanding. Ryunosuke needs to get some confidence. Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witness. Alright, this is where the battle begins, Ryunosuke. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witness's testimony. How? You can fire the gun, which means what that soldier said has to be a lie. Well, yes, but it's just a case of proving it, and the key to doing that is in the evidence. Right, evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let them beat you. He has to look around first. He's not confident. All right then. All or nothing. Alright, I already know what. I already know what the witnesses. No, it's not this one. Nah, we're good too. From the back, coward. Yeah, no, I did not buy. It wasn't from the back, dude. If you look at this fucking thing, he got shot from the front. Fucking yes. What? What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Wait, wouldn't you want him? Don't you mean to say insubordination? What's the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting some photographic print in my mustache. Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. There is a clear inconsistency here. Huh, what nonsense. What can this print possibly tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just don't come out of my mouth. I think this proves beyond a doubt, Your Excellency. There is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom. So frustrating. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court. Cosmo, what are you talking about? It's apparent from a single glance at the photographic print presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement. What? Sergeant Iesa Nosa. Dude, the vowels, man, the vowels. Yes, sir. What, sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir. Yes! But no, that can't be. And why not, cadet? Because... Take a close look at the print. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Ah. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? Oh, there's a baby! What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again. Certainly, there is a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa? Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious La Carnival steak, sir! What? The last testimony of the court had heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Iesa Nosa, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all! That's absurd. I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. Yeah! Aw, sick, we got a trophy for that. It's been a complete turnabout. Oh, he said turnabout! In the mood of this trial is from one discrepancy. But this is what being an ace attorney is all. He said the name of the game! He said the thing! But
but I definitely saw him. That university cadet there. He was pointing a firearm directly at the victim's back.
Yes!
You don't agree, dude. But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment of the victim was shot either? Myself, I have already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. You busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for treasure. Indeed, the Hoei era Koban, my prize coin. On each occasion when I visit that restaurant, it is my habitude. Habitude's a cool word. To place in my bosom pocket a particular trinket of interest from my shop, Ratsute, in the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from me. On the day under scrutiny, it was to the military man that I had pre-offered my Hoei treasure. Believe that he would purchase such a rare find. I did not, but I was presented with little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, there was no more. It was there no more. It simply vanished. The Koban vanished? Hunting around under the table, I was, in case mayhap it had fallen there, and therein it happened. You heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed, I heeded it not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded Hoei treasure. Nothing could distract me. Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end? No. I see. That lamentable day, the precious Hoei Koban was lost to me. No doubt, some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself. As I'm sure everyone present is aware, the case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony that the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British, it would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your proposition, Prosecutor Auchi? Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf in the back. My witnesses have further testimony to make. Explain. Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. Equally despicable defendant Ryunosuke Hanaruhodo. What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion on you, doesn't he? Ugh. Very well, the court invites the witnesses to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear? As clear as curical glass, Your Excellency. Yes, sir, at once, sir. Awaiting signal to testify, sir. Look at the baby. Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think? Affirmative. The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks, sir. Name Aido. It seems those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. Aido. Attention! Your father is about to quell the enemy. Look at that kid. Watch and learn now, my boy. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment a firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing. Yes, pointing his gun at a foreign man he was. That young lad in black. That much I myself did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that We were the only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out. These testimonies are certainly compelling. Wait, that's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't there alone at all. Please, enough of these outbursts already. But there was a woman. There was a young woman at his table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her.
Objection!
If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We are not here to listen to your fantasies. Ugh. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of the fact. This is a photographic print of the scene of crime, Counsel. Indeed. Of the table at which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident. As can plainly see here, there's only one place set. Certainly, based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. Doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record. Alright? Understand. What's going on here? It's not possible that nobody else saw that woman. The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. That's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw a woman with him. It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to the Great Britain after all. The witness testimonies we have just heard leave no room for further doubt. These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. Ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I, Taketsuchi Auchi, will have contributed to the amenity of these two great empires is an honor. How could this be happening? The judge is ready to rule. Stand tall, Ryunosuke. Not over yet. What? If you say it's true, then there's something going on behind here. There's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it. Draw out the truth in your cross-examination. I don't know, Kazuma. The defense is now entitled to cross-examine the witness. But make it quick, understood? Rules can be so unbending at times. Alright, let's go. First off, let me see what kind of evidence I'm working. Look at that. Look at what my that's cool. Nothing out of the ordinary here. I guess we'll press.
Yes!
Yes, it may be true that I was holding a gun at the point in time. But I've told you already, that's only because I picked it off the floor. Well, obviously, as the culprit, that's the only way you could explain it away. Coffee, and I was about to leave the restaurant. There's a gun on the floor at Dr. Wilson's feet, so I picked it up. Exactly at that moment. Gunshot rang in my ears. Full of events beyond our control, life is. Right? What do you mean? In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up which precipitated this testing predicament.
Whereas conversely, I failed to pick up the koban from the floor and find myself in an equally testing predicament as a result. I don't think the two are equal, dude. Anyway, the fact remains, myself, I did see you, with pistol in hand, standing over the foreigner.
Yes!
So you actually saw that with your own eyes, didn't you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, dining alone? That I did. Forgive me for the position I placed you in. Let me pause. So the testimonies of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agree on that point. Isn't that interesting? And let us not forget the incontestable evidence we have to support their statements as well. As can be clearly seen, only a single beefsteak on the victim's table, a meal for one. Oh. Antiques dealer, the sergeant, and the waiter who testified before. Possible that they're all. If so, I'm perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea.
Yes!
You must have noticed something else at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there.
Objection!
As you have been at pains to point out every time, I feel I'm growing callous in my ears. And yet no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman. There had been more people at the time. Who else would have noticed her? Fortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant. No. Of course, the place was almost empty. It's what you'd expect. Certainly, 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of time to eat. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day, but why he was alone. Yes, Your Excellency. There was indeed a reason. There was. This was found in the victim's jacket pocket. What is that, Counselor? A medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant. At a clinic? Yes, it would indeed appear to be an entry for the date in question. 19th November, noon to past 1 p.m. Oh man, this is gonna be the clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it's 9 hours fast. Oh no. The very day of the incident. The victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. Explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it really has no bearing on the case. I wonder. Dude, imagine it's the same twist. I wonder, what do you think, Rinosuke? Well, it's hard to see how it could be related, really. Remember, you can request for it to be entered to the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful. Yeah, why not, dude? It does no harm. It does no harm.
Yes!
If I may, I'd like to ask for that medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency. On what grounds? The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern. Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues. I beg your pardon? You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for submission of evidence. I'm gonna call it now. The twist is at the end of the game. The judiciary system is adopting a witness as a time system. Oh, dude, that would be great. That would be great. Very well. The court will grant the defense's request. Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights.
It's a most disturbing trend. Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record. Alright. What we need right now is new clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant. Right, I hear you. You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you'd like, but it's the day after the festival already out. Ah, whatever. It's the day after the festival already. Or perhaps you've forgotten that these witness testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accused, Korekuta-san. Considering Japan's actual legal system, the dude Johnny about defense right is actually. Yes. This is true. This is true. Let's see. We have a new piece of evidence, right? Medical report card, huh? Can't really examine it. I forgot to get specific about how far back in the past this is supposed to be. It's in the year. At one point, I already forgot. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. Doing some new information now. Well, yeah, but I don't feel like it changes much. Case areas were set in the future, but the future is now. I can't see if it brings any real discrepancies to light. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before. Oh, you mean this? A brand new piece of evidence. Here's now, bomb. Perhaps we should examine this a little bit more detail. I've tried! It wouldn't let me. Oh my god, they have to give me the tutorial for examining. You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass. These are the ones you can examine. Press X and you can take a closer look at the precise of the piece in question. I was already trying to do that. Use the right stick. Oh, it's 3D! Rotate the evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles. Your Honor, the suspect Josh is guilty. Guilty of being a— Ooh, dude, Maz! You gotta stop, Maz. You're gonna make me blush. Using the left stick. Got him. You can move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues that may have been missed before. Look at him refusing to acknowledge me. I feel like the laugh was acknowledgement enough. If the crosshairs start to pulsate, press X to investigate further. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report card. See if there isn't something new to be learned from examining it for more detail. Alright, I'll see what I can do. You use the right stick, the left stick, and X. Correct any areas of evidence that might look suspicious. Oh, okay. I was like, what does it say? Oh, it says there. The date is blanked out. What the fuck? Guys, your powers responsibly, for example. I forgot he has no power! Ooh. Goodness. What a power. What a power. Well, sorry, Eddie, but I trust my mod's decisions. Look at these two best buds. Looks like this medical report card was first issued some time ago. Probably a record of long-term treatment, that's why. Family doctor, I imagine. Well, I can't imagine going to a doctor, I mean. As long as I'm alive, I'm never consulting one. These two best buddies. Yeah, look at them, man. Well, if you were dead, there'd be no point. So you don't like doctors then? Why would you? Why would you? They make you drink horrible tasting medicine. They give you painful injections. Oh no, the Hada clinic. And then they demand lots of money from you for the privilege, all when you're at your lowest ebb. You sound like a model patient. A bad case of stubbornness, well, no less. For which the only cure is very bitter medicine indeed. What's the case so far? So I found a gun on the floor, and then as soon as I picked it up, everyone heard a gunshot, and then there was a dead victim, and everyone thinks it was me. Oh no, Ryu's an anti-vaxxer. He is. Bad kisses. Read that. Okay. I think it's you too. Not gonna lie, dude. It's a setup, Maz. It's a setup. Medical report required for every visit. What's it say? It says how to clinic on this medical report card. I hate clinics almost as much as I hate hospitals and surgeries. I also think it's. Oh, I would never do it. Aren't they all the same? When I was 5, I caught the only cold I ever had in my life. And I remember, even though it felt awful already, I had to have this hideous injection in my right arm. I'll never forget it. Never in my whole life. Most people would give their right arm to have only had one cold in their whole life. I have a church caster, Jerry. Oh no. People just boo-hooing you. People boo-hooing. Okay, got it. Reading's hard. Reading's hard, guys. Reading's hard. Anyway, I don't think there's a clinic where you treat people for illnesses like that. Yu-Gi-Oh? Oh no. I already don't read. You gotta make me not want to read more?
Let's keep looking for clues. We don't want to miss anything. A healthy curiosity. What's this? Let's have a look. Some kind of medical history.
Ah, there's an entry for the day that the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out? It would seem so, just before the incident. He'd had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps he used laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief. Oz, have you ever played one of these? I think you'd yeah, you'd like these games. It's just a lot of reading, though, which I don't think he likes. Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. How about the whole strategy a while back? Haven't played? Ah. Well, it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you from pain. There's a cautionary note of medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure. Until anesthetics effects have passed. Really? Sounds like information worth bearing in mind. Oh, let's go. That's our ticket. That's our ticket. With this new information, the meaning of that one particular statement totally changes. I was thinking of doing it on stream, but I think it's way too much reading out loud. Maz, I'm doing it right now. And do you want me to tell you? It's a lot of reading. It's a lot of reading out loud. I think it's time we listen to the testimony again, don't you? Definitely. 6. Let's see. What's the dining by himself. The man was not dining? Fucking yes! I don't know, Josh nailing these people's voices. Well, I think, about what are you withering, lad? You call yourself a lawyer? It's fun to give lots of people different voices. Yes, and it's also fun when the voices aren't consistent. Still sounding like the Supreme Court right now. I wish I could, but first and foremost, I'm the accused. Rinosuke. Everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it. Kazuma, I only got 2 voices. You gotta find your range, Maz. You gotta find your range. I could see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. When you raise your hand straight up like that, so purposefully, you knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking. Perhaps we should tag team Rise from the Ashes. We could tag team Rise from the Ashes. You would need to share your screen on Discord because of stream delay. But we could do that. I'd be down. Funny voices are fun. Funny voices are fun. All right, and thanks for the advice. All right, and thanks. It's the wrong voice. Borakuda-san, this is a medical report card belonging to the victim. Ah, I see. And I don't see. What of it, boy? Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement. I like how he has to look at his hand. He doesn't know. Something clearly doesn't add up. Dear me, have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur? Sorry, what? You are not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurish drivel! But let's see if I can explain in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have done before that time is completely irrelevant. But that's, Remember, Ryunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point. Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There is surely no need to prolong this trial further. Let's wait for the yes. The witness testimony the court has heard have been clear and concise. Waiting for Ryu to call Auchi on his bullshit? Yeah! This medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all. For the simple reason that there was no one else besides this pale-faced pupil who could have possibly permitted the crime. This medical report card has nothing to do with the case? Really believe that? What? That outburst half petrified me, boy! Of course I believe it! How could it possibly be relevant? Perhaps because Hada Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic. A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me? Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted? That's Almond? You're gonna have to look. Eddie, scour the mods and try to figure it out. What's this now? And furthermore, if I told you that as a result the victim had been forbidden from eating? Just what are you trying to say, Cadet? He had orders not to eat, so what? It's all written up here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off. What? No, that can't... Barakuta-san! What, boy? What? As you've just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all. No. Additionally, there's more. You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that cannot possibly be the case. Because the victim, as we now know, had just one of his teeth extracted. Had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of anesthesia. Ah! Expertly done, partner. Yeah, like he has the kids back there. What is this nonsense, you little upstart? These are baseless accusations. Just look at the photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food on the victim's table.
Objection!
Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic? How dare you? I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have turned. Wouldn't you agree, Ryunosuke? Yes, most definitely. Though having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who, in fact, was eating in the pictured beef steak? The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel. Counsel? Oh, that means me, right? Does it? Alright, the answers to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of your turning this trial around. It's his turnabout. Show them what you've made of. Got it. So, The person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been the as yet unknown third party. Obviously, it can only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table.
Attention!
You will not let this go, will you? There is no such person. There was, because I saw her. When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. We have evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was someone else eating there. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witness testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, we will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue fair retrial, relentlessly. Gazuma, are you insane? You would take on the government? Don't worry, Counsel. I have no issue with you. What do you mean? I have issue with them. Those two witnesses in the stand. What? What are you talking about? We have demonstrated evidence that the victim was not alone. So, if it turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously you will be charged with perjury. Perjury? And, since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed complicit with the killing. Complicit in murder? No! I love it. Negative! There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting. I was just following orders. That's right, as the man says. Just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they told us. Got him! We got him! Man, there's so many vocab words in this round. There is! What did you just say, Korikuda-san? Oh, no. You were just following orders? Now hold on, lad. I was, Dude, get wrecked. Say you never saw the gentlewoman? When you say gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas? What?
Attention!
What is the meaning of all this? These witnesses gave false statements? Is this true, you pair? Just one simple slip of the tongue. This is cool. It's been so long since I played an Ace Attorney game. Why you got a baby? It was theorized that he could not afford a nanny, so the baby's with him. Order! Counsel, explain what's going on here. That part isn't clear to me, and I've been watching since he started. They said something about that. It's painfully clear now you've tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth. Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this. Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut? Well, that's classified. So you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator of this murder, are you? You wouldn't. That can't be happening. Ryunosuke, judging from the way they reacted, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Auchi had any idea about it. What are you saying? I mean, will that kind of influence? There's only a handful of possibilities. Tell me it was the baby. Oh, it could only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Well, any ideas about who might be behind this? If we can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit. But we need to name whoever it was that tried to make these witnesses keep their mouths shut. And we try them as an adult. Oh, dude, if the baby did it, man, the baby did it. Of course, we need evidence to make before we'll need evidence before we make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield his or her power. But how? How can we possibly... Remember how we made progress before? Or? We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result. Oh yes, that's right. Well, not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we've missed. There's no time to lose. I want answers. If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe. Please, wait. Your Excellency, I had no idea about this. I swear in every Shinto god, I knew nothing. And what does the defense have to say about this? Well, Your Excellency, I think I'm gonna have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes to my head. This is what you do in a courtroom, guys. Judge isn't messing around. This judge isn't messing around. The other judge was like was like happy fun time judge. This guy's serious. Besides the prosecution, the only person with the necessary influence to manipulate the witness is... Okay, wait. Right. I hate to leave you guys like this, but I gotta use the bathroom, right? Guys, if anyone asks, I'm missing. I've gone fishing. Right back. I'm back, guys. I'm back. No fish. Look it up on GameFAQs. The code for that is phone call, not bathroom. All right. So who could have done it, right? Who has influence here? I'm thinking it's this guy. Honestly, I'm thinking it. Just going off gut, I think it's this guy. Just going off my gut, I'm pretty sure it's this guy. Right? Because this guy's my assistant. No way he'd betray me. He's got he emanates protagonist. He just emanates protagonist energy. We know this guy's innocent. We know it's not these two. They were the ones being manipulated. A lowly waiter, the victim, and a medical school professor. Come on, I mean obviously, right? Right?
Yes!
Also, my guess concerning he tried to have you throw the trial from the very beginning. He kinda did. There, what do you make of that? I think, counsel, that you may want to close your ears as well as your eyes. Otherwise, the sighs of disappointment in the courtroom may very well deafen you. Ah. Oh, I was wrong? Lame. If you feel you must close your eyes in a crisis, might I suggest you keep your mouth shut next time, too? Otherwise, I may have to use the influence I have in this courtroom to shut it permanently! I don't know what it is about that prosecutor exactly, but he really makes me wince at No! He really makes me wince in pain sometimes? No! Shout out to Winston Payne. I don't have a great deal of influence myself, but believe me, I can find other ways to make you keep your mouth shut as well. Got him. Alright, don't get angry. I'll think again. There must be a clue somewhere in all that evidence in the court. Okay, let's look at the court because I couldn't open this last time. Right? Right. So he was very the business card, right? Ah, there it is. There it is. Criminal Investigator Division, right there. Obviously, I didn't have this option earlier. Actually, now that I think about it, there might be some pieces of evidence I haven't thoroughly examined yet. And what does the defense have to say about this? Well, Your Excellency, no time to think. I just have to go and close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes in my head. Take a deep breath, everybody. Fucking wince in pain. I cannot believe he said that.
Yes!
Well, surely that would be Satoru Hosonaga. Satoru Hosonaga-san. Hosonaga-san, the waiter who took the stand earlier?
Objection!
Poppycock! What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that he, even a head waiter, could not possibly have that level of influence. For once, I would agree with you. If, that is, the man truly were a waiter. What? If he truly were... Come on, Ryunosuke. Time to hit this court with the truth. Truth about Satoru Hosonaga-san's real identity as proven by this evidence. So what was he part of? Criminal Investigation Bureau. Chief Inspector, wow. Man's high up there. I'm not sure what this is supposed to prove, Counsel. I think, Your Excellency, that what this proves is not the true nature of the waiter, but the true nature of the accused. Sorry? A blackguard who would stoop to presenting irrelevant evidence to incriminate an innocent man. That is the true nature of this work. What? Try again. Go over all the evidence we have once more. Something that approves of the way. What? Game. Come on, Ryunosuke. It's time to hit this court with the truth. That was it. Oh, don't tell me I have to. Oh, yeah, I had to press the button. I had to press the button. Oh my god, I had to push the fucking button. Well, that's unexpected. What is? Look, do you see what it says in the witness's name here? It's like, look at the back of the receipt. The lamp was bought the day before. Push the goddamn button. Look, do you see it says the witness's name here? Satoru Hosonaga? Rush hour reference? Well, yes, business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point. Not the name that's unexpected. It's job title. Job? Oh! Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Inspector? What on earth? I had no idea. Face it. Have a lot of power and influence. They're wielding it somehow here. Oh, let's go. It's finally updated. God damn it, man. Let's just... The plan of the restaurant raises a number of questions, I think. Definitely. Supposed to show the relative position of everything in the moment of the following it. Can you show the woman you saw here? Exactly. That's not all. Look here on the upper left, it says kitchen. Oh yes, what of it? No one would use those complicated characters to write kitchen, especially not if they were furry. You don't remember those characters yourself? Study harder, Ryunosuke. Yes! Plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question? I agree it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can conclude anything. Sorry, Your Honor, that's the back of the card. The back of the card. It's the back of the card that's of interest. I beg your pardon? Or perhaps I should have said the front? Yes! It's the front of the back of the card! That's where the telling detail is! I like this guy. Someone please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say. Hosonaga-san sketched the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. The front of that business card reveals the man in question's profession, his true profession. The waiter's profession. That surely... Good gracious! He's a judge, persecutor, and defense at all at once. Exactly. That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Oh my god, what a mouthful. What? The waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before? The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power, absolute power as far as regular civilians are concerned. The waiter's a huge liar. Damn police state. Exactly, dude. What up, Alvin? Why did they even bother with courts, dude? They didn't make it look good for style points. So, witnesses here in the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you had seen this foreigner gentlewoman at the scene? Yeah, it's still in beta. They need rebalancing. Well... Hold it. Oh. Inspector Hosonaga! I was worried something like this would happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record. Oh, well... Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle. Why let myself be distracted when I made that sketch? Aw, dude, he's so cool lifting up his glasses like that. It was an unusually careless mistake. So, you mean to say... It's the best intro case since 4-1. It's a really good intro case. It's a really good intro case. I'm digging it. So you mean to say you're really a detective? Why would a detective be working as a restaurant? Ah, of course. Your salary must be terrible. I was working undercover. You know what? Bad salary. Shout out to Gumshoe. Undercover. Yes, there have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate it, I decided to get a job there as a waiter working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? That would be classified information. I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. Very well then, Inspector Hosonaga. But you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, sir. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. Waiter? No. Waiter is the disguised. Drug dealer is the real job description. Aw, dude, no way. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would have also been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you require these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? Correct, Excellency. Unbelievable! I suspected. This dude about to die. Dude's dying already, dude. He's coughing off blood every 5 minutes. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in a chair. Beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite of the victim was the Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady whom I guessed would be to be an Englishwoman. As the truth comes out, I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once? It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders. But what if this Englishwoman was the killer? I think it would have been in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishman had been murdered on our soil. Name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect. Well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. Kidnap? Remove the Englishwoman? Probably a different meaning. Probably different meanings if this was. Yeah, you're right. I don't know what I forgot what the time. I vaguely remember them saying a year earlier. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in the case. But it's not right. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? Yume University is currently hosting a number of exchange students in Great Britain. And I'm fairly certain that one of them studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory is a young Englishwoman. What? Have to be before, no Empire after World War II. You know that's true. You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. You mean, when I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first. And the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Jezzael Brett. Is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of Yume University's medical faculty. Wow. What's happening here? I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimony. It must now be up to your excellency to decide how to deal with this situation. Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case has presented the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point. But, Your Excellency, that would mean missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send a telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be displeased by such actions. I just looked it up. It's set in near 19th century, back half of Meiji area in Japan. Gotcha. I was like, I'm pretty sure they gave a year. Calm yourself, Counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes, sir. You will locate this Jezziel Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. At once, Brett. But that means you're going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau. As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. So, it won't be a problem? Hosonaga is weirdly compliant here. He is! Maybe he's not so bad after all. Oh, dude! Nothing will get in my... Dude, that smile! Dude, no way he's bad. No way this guy's bad. Dude, no way this guy's bad. Look at that pose! He's ditzy. Or we'll adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student Jeziel Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear? Yes. Your Excellency! Good, then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. This is a long, first trial. To be continued, what the fuck? You know what's crazy? I cannot believe there's a part 2 to this. But I do gotta say, I need to rest my voice, so we're calling it there. Next time we'll continue the case, because I am into this. I'm into this. If I keep streams, what the balls? Yeah, neato. I think if I keep streams to like going till the to be continued, I think that's a good way to preserve my voice. I think that's the best way I can do is to these are really insensitive streams. You better tune into the next one then. Every stream is gonna be cliffhanger. Oh, conserved voice? Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm here for cliffhangers. So we'll find out what's happening next time. What's happening with this case next time? We're gonna calling the girl to the stands, dude. It's crazy. Dude, but for now, dude, we're gonna end stream there. Like to thank everyone who stuck around for watching. Been good times. Special thanks to Chewy for being first, and double thanks to Chewy for being first and for the sub, dude. He subbed during work. That's crazy. Girl better not be treacherous. Crazy. Great. She's definitely guilty here. No way she isn't. All right, guys. But with that, we're gonna go ahead and take off for today. I'd like to thank everyone again for watching, and see you guys next time. Well, now it's time for So Long, but we'll sing just one more song. Thanks for doing your part, 'cause you're real smart, except for you and you, and that guy too. We can do anything that I wanna do. Bye everybody, thanks for watching. See ya. See you next time.